You can start. Go right ahead.
Very good. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes tonight. This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the newspaper and posted in public places. The next open public meeting will be April 1st, 2020. Welcome to the Aberdeen Township Workshop Meeting for Thursday, March 18th. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cannon.
Here.
Councilman Hirsch.
Here.
Councilwoman Kelly.
Here.
Councilwoman Montom.
Here.
Councilman Swindell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Here.
Mayor Tagliarini.
Here, thank you very much. And the first order of business before turning this over to Mr. Russell is to wish Councilwoman Margaret Montone a very happy birthday. No singing allowed. But we wanted to acknowledge you, and I hope you had a very nice day. So with
Yes, I
that,
did. Thank you.
you're very welcome. With Brian, you can walk us through the agenda.
All right, Mayor, no problem. So first off, we will have an ordinance that will be fixing the salaries, wages, and fringe benefits. It's the yearly staffing ordinance that we have for salaries. That'll be first reading for tonight, and then second reading at our April meeting. Number 2 is our shared service agreement with Matawan Aberdeen Regional School Board of Education for the use of the school buses for our summer camp programs. If you remember, we tabled it from the last meeting and are bringing it back forward with you. Now you have the attachment of the agreement also for review. Number 3 is the grass cutting and lawn maintenance contract to add the additional year. 4 is the shared service agreement with the Borough of Seagirt for the tax assessor. If you remember, we've been talking on this for a little bit. We are doing the shared service for our tax assessor services. As you know, our assessor was already doing services with Seagirt already 1 day a week. They have asked to move it into a shared service agreement, which is before you tonight. Basically, it's the same services that were done before. The assessor is there on Thursdays from 2 to 5, basically the same times that he was working there previous, and he will be still under the lead agency, which would be the Township of Aberdeen. And we're just now making it a formal agreement to this and moving it forward, and the township will be paid for those services. Number 5 and 6 are contracts for solid waste and recycling material collection services. This is approving which is the final year of the contract from January to December 31st, and same with the recycling of materials and marketing. And again, as it ends this year, we'll start basically in the next few weeks working with our engineer to propose the next bid and prepare that for to go out for bid, as we'll need to have everything in place for January of 2022. And number 7 is a settlement of the tax appeal litigation for 148 Lower Main Street, also in your packet for this evening. If any mayor or council member has questions, I will try to answer what I can. If not, I do have a few department heads on board with me tonight to answer any questions you may have regarding agenda items for this evening.
I'm okay, Brian.
Is Margaret gonna ask, or am I gonna ask? The lawn cutting? I was waiting for Margaret's on mute, but I guess I'll not. So Brian, I mean, before you got here, the lawn cutting, this contract's been like a thorn in our side for a long time. One time I think we had to revoke it from someone. We had a hearing. It was a nightmare. So could you just explain, I mean, maybe if, I don't know if anyone, maybe it's not you and someone else. Is this the same people? Is it a new contract? I see about the same amount of money.
I have the director. The director is on with me tonight. And I was just going to think that you're going to maybe ask that question. I don't know that off the top of my head if they're the same company from previous. So Sandra, could you answer all those questions, please?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. This contract is the same contractor as last year. This is not the contractor of the previous years that we had the issue with. No, this is a different guy. So this is the second year.
Okay, so it's the same people as last year. That's good. And how did they do last year?
Pretty good.
Okay.
pretty good. Yeah, the thing with this contractor, Councilman Cannon, is that they are the same contractor that is used by the Board of Ed. So they're right there. So when we need them, they're like, they can come right away. So it's pretty good.
Awesome. Okay, great. That's really what I wanted to follow up on is we had such a nightmare finding someone at the lowest bid price that like could pay attention to us. But if they have the school district, that's even, okay, that's great. Okay, thank you very much. That was my
May
question.
I ask a question on this also?
Welcome.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do have one more question too. So when you're done, Artie.
In the past, I know the council has discussed making sure there was enough money in the contract or the contract specified that the township-owned sidewalks and what have you would be edged and cleaned off after the mowings and not left in a disaster, as Councilman Cannon pointed out, the previous contracts and issues we've had. I just want to make sure that that kind of language is in this contract.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Beat me
Yeah,
to it,
that
Artie.
was my question as well. I wanted to make sure that we paid a little bit of attention or a lot of attention to the details of things that we have been finding along the way. You know, every once in a while we'll say, why are there grass clippings all over the sidewalk here? And then we're like, well, it wasn't in the contract last year. So is that something that you did, Sandra? Did you go over that to make sure that we are covered in all of these areas? Because if we're going to pay somebody to do it, we want them to do the job right.
Yes.
Good, thank you. I appreciate it.
And I actually do remember a couple of you did bring that to my attention last year, and I brought that to Sandra as well when we were going over this. So she knew even before that, when she was meeting with the contractors to go over the sites and everything, that was something that had to be addressed. And I think maybe except for maybe one time we said something else, it's been pretty good the whole time. Yeah.
Any other questions for Brian?
Until the next renewal then.
And then I'll just have my regular message, Mayor, during the regular meeting. That's about it for me.
Thank you very much, Brian. Councilwoman Montone, would you give us the honors of taking a motion into the regular meeting tonight?
I would like to make a motion to leave workshop and to enter the regular scheduled meeting for tonight.
Second.
Second.
Thank you very much. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Terrific. And good evening again. This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the newspaper and posted in public places. The next public meeting for this council will be on April 1st, 2021. Welcome to the Aberdeen Township Council meeting, regular meeting for Thursday, March 18th. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cannon,
Here.
Councilman Hirsch,
Here.
Councilwoman Kelly.
Here.
Councilwoman Montone,
Here.
Councilman Swindell,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Here.
Mayor Tagliarini.
Thank you very much. We'll now have our moment of silence. We start with the men and women in our armed forces who are protecting us here at home and on foreign soil. That allows us to meet in meetings like this, public meetings like this, with residents. And we hold them in our prayers for their safety. We also think of all our first responders here in town, police, fire, CERT, EMS, first aid. Everyone who's at a minute's notice is there to help every single one of us in their needs and have just done a terrific job over the past year of this pandemic. We also thank all our medical friends working in hospitals and laboratories and getting the vaccine out. And we just have no words except gratitude for those people, and now for your own personal intentions. Okay. And now I will hold up our little flag here that I've been doing, and you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
pledge
allegiance
allegiance
Flag
to the flag
flag
of the United States of America
and
and
to the
and the
republic
republic
and
for which it stands,
one nation,
one nation,
God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
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 justice
justice
for
for
all.
all.
Thank you, everyone. Hopefully, towards the end of the year, we'll be back in the courtroom. Seeing
Hopefully.
hopefully. So thank you so very, very much. And now what I'd like to do is go to the part of our agenda that will be reports. And the first thing I would like to start with, it's ironic, I didn't have this on a calendar, but as I was cleaning out old emails and looking at things, I realized that March of 2017, we distributed the green recyclable cans. Time flies when we have so much fun, and I can't believe it's been 4 years. But that's a good segue into a few recyclable reports we'd like to give out tonight. As Brian said in the workshop, we'll be starting up our bidding process to continue our recyclable and solid waste and everything else that he'll be going into contract with. And again, right now we do use single stream, which means everything is going into the same can. And I hope that stays that way because people are so used to that. I also would like to give some kudos to Mrs. Morello, who is just doing a fantastic job as our recycling coordinator. Since she started really concentrating on this for us back in 2015, we have received over $93,000 in grant money. And this past payment, I guess it was 2019, because she's waiting for the 2020 results. She alone received $46,000, which is double any other year we've had. So she's just doing a great job. And she said that the cooperation among our residents and our businesses and our schools are just, she's just so thankful for that. So we thank our residents who are on tonight to keep up the good work. And we're doing a great job with recycling. With that, I would like to maybe, Councilwoman Montone, you might have a report for us tonight.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Mayor. So each year Aberdeen has had an Easter egg hunt for our youngest citizens. And because of the pandemic, we've had to pause our usual Easter egg hunt. And for the second year in a row, we're going to be doing our special Easter egg hunt with these residents. So on Thursday, April 1st, township officials and Easter Bunny volunteers will be placing Easter eggs on the front lawns of houses with children up to 8 years old. All eggs will be handled with gloves for the health and safety of all residents. The Easter Bunny will be delivering the eggs on that day between 1 and 5. So we ask that your children wait until after 6 before they actually go out and hunt for the eggs. So it gives the Easter Bunny and the volunteers a chance to get out there. Parents must register their household by Friday, tomorrow, March 19th. And you would call Patty Geyer at 732-583-4200, extension 129, or John Roman at 732-583-5320, extension 130. You can also email at events@aberdeenNJ.org. This is posted on our website, so if you didn't get a chance to write this down, you can see it there as well. We ask that participating families provide their address and the number of children in the household, and also some basic contact information in case the township has additional questions. So I know last year, I don't know if anybody on the dais has the number of families that participated last year, but I know quite a few families did. It was a great success. And we're looking forward to this event happening again this year. Thank you, Mayor.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Councilwoman. Deputy Mayor?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Sure.
To all our residents, the mayor and council are working with our state elected representatives to register our senior residents with the local medical facilities to be vaccinated. We are asking our senior residents to call our vaccine registration hotline at 732-583-4200, extension 208. Again, 732-583-4200, extension 208, and leave your name, address, date of birth, and cell number. Or you can email us at vaccreg@aberdeen.org. That's vaccreg@aberdeen.org. We will then register you with the medical facility. They will then be in contact with you to schedule an appointment at Meadowlands Regional Facility or one of the local Monmouth County facilities. Registration is open to all residents 65 years or older, and as of this time, we have rescheduled 365 residents to registration. Thank you. Please follow the instructions and get yourself vaccinated.
Deputy Mayor, thank you so much. And I want to thank those council members who helped me with the phone calls, but they were ringing off the wall as soon as that announcement went out. And I thank all of you so much for helping us collect those 300 plus calls. And now to get them vaccinated will be the chore. Brian, you might want to say something on that point.
Yes, I actually want to follow up on that. We just got some information today. So I'm going to piggyback off the deputy mayor. Again, with the mayor and council's blessing and you guys with making sure that we work as hard as we can to find any possible portal to help our over 65 residents here in town. We have come up with another joint venture with the Monmouth County Office of Aging. They reached out to me today as we've been trying to get as much help as possible. But the Office of Aging has reached out to me and are going to be offering to the township Aberdeen residents that are 65 and over vaccine appointments at the Department of Agriculture building in Freehold. I will hopefully have official numbers by tomorrow of how many appointments that we'll be able to get for residents. And basically residents that have already registered with us over the past week, we will be working off of that list there. So if you've already registered, as Deputy Mayor Martucci gave out our hotline number, that's the list that we'll be going off of. And once I get the final official numbers from them, from Monmouth County Office of Aging, we will start reaching out to those residents to offer them appointments for middle of next week. From what I'm being told, possibly will be the dates. Residents can, we will, if they give us if they're good for the date that we can get them, again, they'll just have to fill out one form that they'll have to take to the Department of Agriculture building to get vaccinated, and they can move forward from there. If they need transportation, the Office of Aging has notified us that you can call the Monmouth County Division of Transportation. They're currently offering free transportation to residents who have a scheduled appointment for the vaccination. And they'll again, any residents that are 65 and older, they can call the Division of Transportation hotline, which is 732-431-6480. And that's option 1. And of course, anyone can call our office or the manager's office. And we will definitely give you that information as well if you need that. They've let me know that anyone that does take the Monmouth County transportation, the actual nurse comes right out to the bus, gives you the vaccination right there. You don't even have to come off, and they'll get you back to your residence without a problem. So I'm very happy to announce this as well. Another portal for our residents to try to get them vaccinated as fast as possible. So between Monmouth County Office of Aging and our state representatives, we're really working very hard to get everybody as quick as possible registered and get their vaccine appointments. So we will hopefully have calls going out later on tomorrow afternoon and throughout the weekend to get people registered once, or to get people their vaccine appointments. This is the actual appointment as soon as they give me the final go ahead tomorrow.
Great news, Brian. And in speaking with my colleagues, the constant word I heard was it's such a feel-good moment that when we can help our residents, especially our senior residents right now with this, there's no words to explain the good feeling you get. It's now especially that we're getting some of the results we were hoping for. So Brian, thank you helping us to coordinate this, and to everybody at Town Hall who helped us do this also. Councilwoman Kelly, anything on the library?
Yes, the library is not open, hasn't been open, but there's plenty going on. It's fully staffed. There's 2 shifts from 9 to 1 and 2 to 6. You can call, you gotta go to the library website to get all the addresses and emails, but you can get in touch with them and you can order any kind of materials, books, even stuff from other libraries they will get for you. All of their all their, all of everything, anything you can usually get at the library, they will have ready for you. And they can arrange a porch pickup where you can come and pick it up. They also have appointments. You can make an appointment. You can actually come in. The doors are locked, but if you have an appointment, someone will come at the time of your appointment to let you in. The activities, like the library always has like these craft days, and obviously they can't have them now, but they have the crafts to go. So you could make an appointment and go pick up the craft that has all the supplies and all the directions that you need, and you could pick them up, both children and adults. They also have Zoom meetings with their different authors and different activities. Sometimes with the crafts to go, they have not only directions, but they may show you how to do it on the Zoom. So there's lots going on there. It's just not open. The computer appointments, that's like touch and go. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. But you really need to get in touch with look at the website, and everything is listed and how to go about getting it. There's a lot going on. It's just not open as usual.
Right.
That's it.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. They too are finding a way to serve our citizens and residents. So that's great news. Thank you very much. Councilman Hirsch?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. As most of you know, last year's Monmouth County Recycling shredding program was canceled due to the COVID pandemic. We are pleased this year to be hosting Monmouth County Shredding again at Aberdeen Town Hall. We have a scheduled date for April 17th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let me remind everybody, when the truck is full, it's full, and they will stop taking any additional shredding. I also want to take a moment to thank our CERT team and our Aberdeen Police Department in keeping this process flowing well. I know from a personal experience, you pull online and it doesn't matter how long that line is, you're constantly moving through and out. Great program, great way to get your bulk papers shredded. There's also another date scheduled for, I believe, in August. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed, and if it has, you'll have to find me in front of me. But it is on our website as well, so you can look up that information. Go green.
Very good. Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Swindell.
Thank you, Mayor. To our new homeowners who need a new green cycle pail, they can pick up one at our DPW building, which is located at 147 Lenox Avenue or Lenox Road.
Good. That's good. Thank you very much, Councilman. Councilman Cannon?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I don't have a big report tonight, but Councilman Hirsch and I met with the township engineer on the roads, the 2021 road program. And we looked at the list, more or less the A section needs the most amount of money at this point in time in history. And so, and we need to work from the inside to the outside to get Andover done, which is probably the worst road maybe in the neighborhoods. I mean, Deerfield of Drexel might come close overall, but to get to Andover, we have to do the middle of the A section at some point. So Asbury and Autumn Lane, or pardon me, Asbury and Ardmore Lane, we'll start the interior there. And then we asked the township engineer to break up Andover into multiple sections so that we can, because like one area, the area near Lloyd Road is horrible. So we can start doing that because it's a really like $3.4 million road, which doesn't really fit our annual budget at all. And so we decided to divide that up like we did with the D section when we reached an impasse and we couldn't figure out where to start or how to do Deerfield because it's so long. So they're going to do the same thing for Andover in future years. And also finishing up or starting to finish up the smaller roads that we can fit in with those big sections of the A and the D section functionally. Is Iona Place in the I section, which is one of the 3 remaining original roads in the I section, Iron Gate and Interway being the last 2 there. And then other than that, we really just have Clover Way outside Lloyd Road and Norwood, and then the A section, the D section. So, and Chilton, I should mention as well, because we have to come back out of the C section. But long story short, Councilman Hirsch and I were looking at it, and we basically asked the engineer, for everyone's benefit, to put together nice chunks D section so that then maybe we can pair it together with D section year over year and then hit both at the same time instead of having to alternate. A lot of that depends on budgeting and bid costs and stuff. But the idea would be to now that we've got the D section essentially cut down to half of what it was, that maybe we could do both at the same time. If we can get the bite-sized chunks in the A section. So that's what we're working on for next year. For this year, the A section needs about twice as much money as any other section in the town at this moment in history. And so it's only appropriate to allocate the money there at this moment. But going forward, we're looking to break that down further like we did the D section. So maybe we can tackle both at the same time instead of having to alternate. So that's our next plan. But for this year, we're going to bite off a large portion of the A section that's left, get us to a point where we can manage the rest. And then hopefully we'll get off the rest of these roads and be on to milling and paving instead of digging out Mr. Levitt's concrete. But we're getting very close. Year over year, we're getting closer and closer. So, oh, I should also mention, that's obviously the biggest focus of our discussions at those meetings, because it's 2.5 of the or 2.8 of the $3.5 million for this year. But there are other GOT funded programs. So Cliffwood Avenue will be completed, County Road will be completed this year under those DOT funding. We didn't have a lot of discussion about that because those need to be done and we have the money to do it from the state. So we mostly focused on trying to budget the remaining Strathmore reconstruction, most expensive. But we also have, so we have Cliffwood and County Road, and then we also have in Oakshades, we're going to finish up the utility mill and overlay on Girard, where the gas company only did half the road. We're going to finish that up so you can ride both ways to the Parkway on Smooth Road. And while we're over there, Gaston Street needs a mill and overlay after all the utility work that's gone on there. That's really disastrous. And Sunnybrook and Highfield, I believe, well, we had notes that those were recommended by the DPW as 2 roads that really needed attention. So we put those on the mill and overlay list, and we left some contingency in there, about $200,000 to $300,000, depending on the bid prices, so that as different conditions arise in the town, perhaps we can go fix or some of the intersections or low-lying areas of the D section with some overlay there, or maybe we can go to Smith Road and alleviate. Maybe we can berm up or do some of the flooding. But we left some contingency in there so we can either our DPW or the township engineer, however that arises, depending on in the course of when we're doing it, can have some flexibility to use that money to go make some of those repairs. Also, I wanted to note that Inglewood Lane has been repaved from end to end. The gas company came and honored their agreement to do curb to curb. And so that's been completed as well. So that was our roads discussion this week in terms of roads budget discussion, really, until it's really up to the professionals to go do it. We don't build them, but that's how we're breaking down the money. And if we can maybe stretch a little bit more out of the parks, or vice versa, as we use that pendulum, we might be able to tackle the A and the D in the same year, which would be that's like the holy grail of what we've been doing for the last 10 years. So
Right.
that's where we're at.
Terrific report. Thank you, Councilman Cannon and Councilman Hirsch, for working with our engineers and manager and keeping that 10, 11 year plus our predecessors before us. So it's been a long time in the making, and we're not done, and we don't continue to be done until every street is done. So thank you for your diligence on that to both of you. With that, I believe I can turn this over to our manager. Brian, would you like
Yes,
to do
thank you,
some
Mayor.
introduction? Great, thank you.
I'm going to start off with our police chief. If you have anything that you need to report out on. Chief, you got to just unmute yourself.
Still getting used to this. Did you want me to give the current numbers, Brian?
Go ahead, Chief. It's all you.
All right, the current total as of yesterday was 1581. We have 162 active cases, 40 new since 3/11, and all these numbers have a 20+ margin of error. So they have dropped, but not that much.
Okay.
Great, thank you, Chief. Just a couple other comments. Starting tomorrow from our for COVID protocols, starting tomorrow, March 19th, the indoor capacity limits for restaurants, gyms, and health clubs, recreational facilities, and arcades and personal care businesses, they are now increasing to 50% of the listed capacity. Indoor gathering limits are increased to 25 individuals, and outdoor gathering limits have increased to 50 individuals at this point. That also includes for non-religious ceremonies, services, political activities, and different ceremonies, memorial services, of also with a maximum of no more than 150 people. Couple other small things from me before I do my last intro for tonight. Our municipal clerk met, this is an election update, but our municipal clerk has met with the Board of Elections today, and they approved and will be using a new polling location for 2021. District 6 and 13 that previously were voting at the Mattawan United Methodist Church on Atlantic Avenue is now going to be located at the Hudson Ridge Senior Center, which is 100 Church Street. The county will be sending out postcards to those residents that vote at that location or will be voting at that location. And of course, here at the township, we will make sure that we put up messages and notify residents so they know where they'll be voting in the primary and in the general election. So the District 6 and 13, they'll be moving from Mattawan United Methodist to the Hudson Ridge Senior Center on Church Street. Let's see here, make sure I got everything else. We talked about the seniors election. Also, very proud tonight to welcome and introduce our new public information officer, John Francis Roman, who is on with us this evening. Just wanted to welcome him. John started on Monday and is already 4 days in and is already making a great headway for us in our information office. He's already changed our social medias around, working already with our website and already moving forward and meeting with our different department heads. Already did his tour around town to start to get to know what is going on, and very happy to have John with us, and can't wait to see what more initiatives that he'll be bringing from the Public Information Office. So again, I want to welcome John, and John, if you want to have a moment to introduce yourself, please go right ahead.
Thank you, Brian. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is John Roman, as Brian introduced me. I just want to start off by thanking you for the opportunity to serve you and the residents of Aberdeen Township. A little background on me. I graduated from Kane University with a political science degree, and I've been involved in government ever since my graduation in 2011. Most recently, I've been working various roles through the Union County government over the last 7 years. having grown up in the late 2000s and through the 2010s, I've been able to successfully use digital and social media outlets in order to help keep the public informed, both in my hometown of Linden, but also throughout all of Union County. And my hope is now that I can help you keep the residents of Aberdeen Township informed as well. So over my first week, I was able to learn a lot about the history of Aberdeen and its various neighborhoods. I met with many of your department heads and staff members, and everyone was very helpful and welcoming, and I appreciate all of them for that. Some things that I hope to accomplish on behalf of you and your residents include getting acclimated quickly so that I can help Aberdeen be more open, organized, transparent. I'd like to assist the township manager as soon as possible in redesigning the township website and making that geared more towards making things more accessible to our most needy residents in Aberdeen. I'd like to use my background in photography to document and photograph the good things going on in Aberdeen, which obviously include awesome reconstruction of parks program that you have going on, different events, road reconstruction, and various other projects. I also wanted to let you know, I have my most recent assignment at Union County was enhancing public outreach for testing and vaccinations for COVID-19. So I hope to use that, my most immediate experience in that, to help you guys in any way, shape, or form, help your residents. And finally, I'm going to put a big concentration on expanding our infrastructure of our social media reach, whether it's because of an incoming storm, COVID-19 vaccine information, power outage, or a grand reopening of a park. I want to make sure the residents living here in Aberdeen know what's happening in their town. Today, more than 69% of American adults are on Facebook, and that number jumps to 80% of American adults when you're talking about people under the age of 49. So obviously, a lot of people are on Facebook nowadays, and I hope to expand our reach there so that more residents, to make sure that they get the information they need from you, the governing body. I've created a Twitter and Instagram pages in the last few days in order to assist with that endeavor, and I hope to add the social site next door soon. All of these social media outlets will add to the public's ability to gain information and to reach out to you, the township. So again, I very much appreciate the opportunity to serve you and your residents. And if anyone needs me, please feel free to call day or night. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Council.
And Mayor, that's everything from administration for this evening.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And we'll move along to the hearing of the citizens on agenda items only. By now, most of you have the routine. You can put your thumb up, put your finger, put the hand icon up, and Brian will call on you, and feel free to ask any questions on agenda items only.
Mr. Perry, go right ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, with respect to the consent agenda overall, I note that, Mr. Mayor, you may want to have a council member make a motion to modify the consent agenda because it does not list 2021-55, that resolution, unless it was purposely omitted. I don't know.
That is correct, sir.
Can I explain?
Please.
Oh, the resolution for the school board was tabled from last week, and that was 54, and then the resolution 55 was adopted last week. So that's why 54 is put on, and then 55 was omitted because it was already adopted, and then we added the rest.
So who's on first, Karen?
I
What's
am.
the difference?
Well, the difference is it was omitted from the agenda, so I wanted the clarification. Okay, are you comfortable with my question?
Who's on first? I don't know. The last time I looked at who's on first, it was Abbott and Costello.
Okay. I'm sorry. With respect,
Did you know, sir, that I've been actually up to Cooperstown, and they play in the hallway, the entrance hallway, a continuous loop of Who's On First with Abbott and Costello as you walk into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's good, very good. So what you're saying is 54 we tabled last week, 55 we adopted last meeting, I should say. So therefore 54 comes back on board, and now we're starting off with 56 fresh, because 55 has already been handled.
Correct.
Oh, okay, Mr. P?
Yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, sir.
With respect to 2021-54, which is the shared services agreement with the Aberdeen Regional School Board of Education, I'm just trying to understand, is there a cost to Aberdeen? Because Section 4 refers to maintenance and payment, and we're supposed to use our own property. And I don't know what property we're using with respect to this shared services agreement.
As far as I know, there is no payment, but I can get back to you on that when I talk to the director of recreation tomorrow. But as he mentioned to me, I don't believe there's any cost to us on this. But I'll follow up with you on that tomorrow. That's not a problem.
Thank you, Mr. Russell. Referring to item number 3 of the consent agenda, which is resolution 2021-57. This is the shared services agreement with Seagert. My first question is, why Seagert?
Mayor, is it okay if I?
Yes, please do. Yes.
So this has actually been a program that has been going on between the assessor and Seagert already on their own. And Seagert came to us back in, I think, November, December of 2020, looking to see if we can combine it now as a shared service and have a little bit more of a control and make Aberdeen the lead agency where the tax assessor is from and tenured at. And we looked into it, and I talked to the assessor, and we decided that that was not a problem with us. Everything's basically staying the same times and hours. And now it's just being agreed upon with an agreement and a resolution for the two towns to work together as a shared service. And of course, also works well for all of us with the Department of Community Affairs, because now we can both put on our budgets that we have a shared services agreement with our tax assessor.
In the section 1.03 of the shared services agreement, there's an amount that Seagert has agreed to pay Aberdeen with a 2% increase per year. What will Aberdeen do with that dollar amount that's being received from Seagert?
That'll go towards the tax assessors. It will offset costs and also an increase for services that he'll be doing now. That has to be done under our agreement now.
So will that be in addition to what Aberdeen already pays the tax assessor for his services to Aberdeen?
Correct.
And is it 100% amount there of the amount that's listed on the shared services agreement, or is there some offset for costs as you mentioned?
Exactly right. It's an offset of cost.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Russell.
No problem.
So the last one that I have there is item number 6 on the agenda, which is resolution number 2021-60. What is a negative tipping fee or negative dollar amount per ton? What does that mean? It's in the third whereas clause there.
If you want some meatloaf, it's like here.
But Angela, I'm over here.
Sorry.
Ma, meatloaf.
Mr. Curry, you said the third whereas?
Yes. It says whereas Atlantic Coast Fibers, was the lone responsible bidder with a floor price of a negative $30 per ton delivered. What is a negative $30 per ton delivered? What is that?
It means you pay them $30 a ton to take it
I
away.
would say, yeah, I think it's just the $30 a ton when they put it on the scale.
But we used to get money for it before the energy prices were like through the floor, and China shut down, would just stop taking our recyclables and buying them. We used to get money, but so all of everything, the way everything is written is it has to be written in the negative because because if it ever goes back the other way, then we'll get money back, but that's not the market right now.
Correct. We don't receive anything at this point.
We currently pay to get rid of recycling.
So I'm sorry, Mr. King, can you say that again? We currently pay to get rid of recycling?
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. That's all I have on the consent agenda.
And again, both of these bids will go out for 2021 for a new start in 2022.
Right. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Perry.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Brian?
No, Mayor, not at this time, sir.
Okay, that's good. Let's move ahead to item number 6. Letter A, Deputy Mayor Martucci, would you give us a motion for that, please?
Deputy Mayor, you have to unmute yourself.
Apologize.
There you go.
Mr. Mayor, and my fellow council members, I'd like to make a motion to accept ordinance number 2/2021. Introduction.
Second.
Roll call.
An
please.
ordinance amending an ordinance entitled, an ordinance fixing the salaries, the wages, and fringe benefits of various officials, officers, and employees of the Township of Aberdeen, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey. This ordinance will be published by summary in the March 23rd, 2001 issue of the Asbury Park Press. Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montone,
Yes.
Councilman Swindell,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Yes.
Mayor Tagliarini.
Yes, thank you very much. Councilman Cannon, would you kindly do B?
Yes, Mayor and fellow council members, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the consent agenda, which consists of resolutions 2021-54, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, and 61.
Second.
Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montone,
Yes.
Councilman Swindell,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Yes.
Mayor Tagliarini.
Yes, thank you very much. And now we'll be up to agenda item number 7, which is the hearing of citizens' correspondence, petitions, new business, whatever you'd like to say. And you can again raise your hand, thumb, the hand sign icon, so Mr. Russell can call on you.
Mr. Perry, go right ahead.
Thank you again, Mr. Russell, Mayor Tagliarini, members of the council. Under what I'm going to consider old business here, any updates on 171 Church Street?
No upset,
Yeah, Mr. Cohen?
none, not
Uh,
as yet.
Same question with the property on Cliffwood Avenue, which was the partially constructed structure near Frank's Barber Shop over there. I know we spoke about it maybe a couple meetings ago.
Green Monster.
We are working, we actually have it's a legal matter at this time, and we will be discussing for executive session, and then hopefully at a close point, we'll be able to speak more publicly about what's going to be happening there. But we are moving in the right direction.
Definite progress.
With respect to the comments and the townships and the council's efforts with reaching out to our 65 and older residents concerning being able to get vaccinated, do we know yet who's the members of the Aberdeen Senior Citizens Advisory Council?
Mr. Perry, I actually sent that to you a few days ago.
All right, I'll have to check I know there was a old email address that was on record for me, so I'll check that account.
I sent it to, yeah, I mean, if you want to personal message me in this, just to me, to give me to just make sure it's the right email, but I did send it to one of them. I don't want to say it publicly, but if you want to just shoot me, I can respond back if that was the one I sent it to. But I did send you the names of the members earlier this week, I believe.
Okay, very good, thank you.
No problem.
I note that we've advertised position for a new recreational director. Who's responsible for drafting the job description for that position?
It's a mixture, Mayor, if it's okay if I can continue.
Yeah, please.
It's a mixture we take from our civil, a lot of it, not probably about 90% of it is from our civil service job description. And then we add on different aspects of the job that the former director has been doing. And we put that in collaboration all together.
Would there ever be a reason, Mr. Russell, for putting in varying job descriptions? I noticed that in comparison, the one that's posted on the League of Municipalities, in comparison to the one that's posted on the website, they don't actually match up exactly.
Because the League of Municipality one is, they actually charge by word. So we try to keep that hindrance down just a little bit. And then we like, usually 90% of the time when we do talk to an applicant, they have told us that after they've gone to the league one, they've gone to the website, because that's where we put the job description and the application that you have to fill out as well. So they get more, you get more information from our website job description than what we put on the league, because again, the league charges you per word on their site.
Very good, thank you. And then lastly, on March 9th, there was a notice about water issue on Amboy Avenue. Did that Amboy Avenue, does that fall within Aberdeen's water district? In other words, it's not responsibility of New Jersey American?
The Amboy one, I don't remember. Sandra, could you just comment?
Yes, that is owned by, we maintain that. The township maintains that water service.
That was handled by us.
Yeah.
And then recently, in fact, yesterday on St. Patty's Day, was there a water issue in the Stratmore area at the Stratmore Plaza?
Not that I know of.
No.
You know, Mr. Perry, that is something I couldn't get an answer on, because yesterday morning, and you know, I'm in the F section, everybody knows where I am, I had substantial less water pressure. So there had to be something that I could not find out myself, but the answer is something was going on yesterday morning. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I too experienced a low water pressure. I'm of course on the other side of Stratmore from you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
And then talking to some of the shop owners there in the plaza, they also experienced the same issue. So
yeah, we didn't get any email, no alerts. And by the time I got into town hall, I've been going around the house all morning with this, and then the pressure came back in a reasonable short time afterwards. But you're right, Mr. Perry. Early morning, the pressure was low. Maybe we can figure out, maybe we'll call American Water and say, how come you didn't notify us and what was the problem? But yes, very good point, sir.
Yeah, the first I'm hearing about it, but we can
Yeah.
check in with our reps over there.
all right, very good. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With that, I'm going to ask our attorney to do the executive session resolution.
I can't, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, all right. So why don't we take
I can do it, Mayor.
you want to do it, or we can get someone?
No, I can read the resolution. I'm right here. I got it open.
Okay.
Whereas the township council are mindful of the right of the public to attend and witness meetings of government bodies of which public business is discussed and to be involved in all phases of government action. And whereas the Open Public Meetings Act nonetheless recognizes the authority of public body to exclude the public from meetings in certain enumerated instances in which disclosure of matters discussed could endanger public safety, property, or other public interests or invade individual privacy. And whereas, as authorized by the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12B, the township council has a need to meet in private session to discuss contractual, the Keyport Marine Basin litigation and personnel matters. Be it resolved that the township council will meet in private session at 8:26 p.m. on March 18, 2021 to discuss the following items as I just stated. Be it further resolved that the matter so discussed will be disclosed to the public when its need for confidentiality no longer exists.
All right, how about we go right into a motion to adjourn into executive? Someone make that motion, please.
Motion.
We need a
motion.
motion for executive.
Good, second?
Second. Second.
Okay, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us tonight. You don't have to wait 2 weeks to get a hold of us. And we're always available to you 24/7. Have a great evening, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you all very much.